Well, hello, Cancer, and welcome to FireStarTarot. I am Empress Egypt. Welcome. Sorry, I was a little distracted. So clearly, you guys, this week's reading is going to be a twin flame check-in, right? So we're going to currently just check in on the energy of the twin flame journey for all of my Cancers. So I will be addressing divine masculine as well as divine feminine, and actually, technically, I'll be addressing masculine and feminine energy because clearly, if you guys aren't in union and you're still in separation or just in difficulty or limbo or whatever you want to call it, you're not quite in divine yet. So it's more of the 3D energy, the current energy. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start off with messages from spirit for divine masculine and divine feminine. We'll kick off with divine feminine energy first, but before we get started, you guys know the deal. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Get this video in the algorithm so that this message finds who it is intended for. Let's see, if you do want to follow me on other social medias, I have provided all of my links to my social media in the description box. You guys, I am live streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube. So hello, Facebook world, and hello, YouTube. For you guys on Facebook, everything will be in the description box above. For you guys on YouTube, everything down below. If you are catching this live, you will know because there will be a live red button in that top left-hand corner. If you don't see that live button, then you're not catching this live. Again, anything I don't go over in the intro, I'll put in the description box for you guys. I've also provided a link, well, not even a link, but a list of all the tarot decks that I do use. If you guys need a direct link to purchase the tarot decks, just let me know and I'll send you over a link, okay? That's what my email's for. Also, if you guys are interested in booking a personal reading for me, my email is in the description box. So just send me an email, be like, hey, Empress Egypt, I would like a price list, and I'll send it your way, okay? I was going to be doing extendeds. I decided not to do extendeds. You guys, these readings are pretty lengthy, so you should be able to get as much information as possible. So again, no extendeds for Cancer, okay? I think that's pretty much it, right? Don't forget, you guys, gender's fluid, all right? So if I speak of masculine or feminine, I am referring to the energies. We all possess masculine and feminine energies within us, and just like with everything in life, it is about balancing, okay? When I refer to feminine energy, I am referring to the emotions, and when I refer to the masculine energy, I am referring to the brain, the mind, communication, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what's going on with you guys, all right, with this twin flame journey of yours, all right, Cancer? Again, anything I don't go over, I'll put in the description box for you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with divine feminine energy. Let's get messages from spirit for divine feminine, please. Too many messages, you guys. I'm going for 2 for each of you, okay? And again, I will be addressing you guys together because, again, I have feminine energy as well as masculine energy on my channel, okay? Spirit, let's go ahead and get messages for divine feminine, please. Messages for divine feminine. 2 messages for divine feminine, please. All my Cancer divine feminines. Okay, you guys. Perfect, 2 cards. Okay, we have Get Grounded as well as Unbound. So I do want to say, obviously, Cancer being a water sign, you tend to be in your emotions a little bit more than others, and not others, just most zodiac signs. And this card is a card of empath, right? Being an empath. So I do really honestly feel like a lot of my Cancers are very in touch with their emotions. Maybe for some of you guys, it becomes a little difficult sometimes because you're in your emotions too much. But of course, with like everything, it's about balancing and thinking about your emotions a little bit, not completely, just a little bit, right? And balancing it out. So this is the empath card, right? Highly sensitive, connect with nature. So this is spirit telling you, hey, when you're stressed out, when things aren't working right, when you're feeling the emotions of someone else, go outside, okay? Get in touch with nature, get in tune with nature. It'll help to calm you down and keep you grounded, okay? Again, Cancer, getting in your emotions can really just distract you from the everyday life. So this is why Spirit's telling you to, again, get in contact with nature, okay? We also have Unbound. This is releasing the patterns, soul patterns, okay? And contracts and past lives. I talk about this quite a bit in my readings, just ancestral cursage. Us having to, as we awaken to spirituality, realize that we have been cursed with outdated thinking. Just again, contracts and deeds that have been made in past mistakes, past lives. So a lot of past, I guess, issues. It's kind of now this energy of Cancer, you guys really taking a step and changing those cycles, changing those contracts, changing that bad karma from the past. And again, this may not even pertain to you. This could pertain to family ancestral cursages, right? So it's like, you know, the star seeds. It's like really creating changes to benefit the future instead of, again, bringing this past energy over and over again after cycle, okay? So again, being unbound and getting grounded is my advice for my messages from Spirit, for my divine feminines out there, okay? So let's go ahead and tap into divine masculine energy. Spirit, 2 messages for divine masculine, please. Too many cards, you guys. 2 messages, please, Spirit, for divine masculine. Hope all you guys are having a good day today. We have Priestess, okay? High Priestess energy, right? Intuition, really trusting intuition. You know, also just going through the experience of things to really understand what that intuition is. How are you being called to step up and lead, right? So for divine masculines, I feel like, honestly, there's a lot of questioning of what it is that you're supposed to be doing, or where it is that you're at, or where it is that you're going. With this Priestess card, it's telling me that Spirit really wants you to question. Of course, question it. Try to figure out where you're at, figure out where you're going. Because again, this is going to be you answering to your calling, okay? Eventually going through the experiences of life, the ups, the downs, all of it will get you closer and closer to your destined path, okay? Let's get one more message for divine masculine, please, Spirit. One more message for divine masculine. Too many messages, you guys. I do feel like, honestly, a lot of divine masculines are questioning a lot of things. I feel like divine feminines, and this is with all zodiac signs, not just you, Cancer. I do feel like a lot of divine feminines have kind of been on this journey a little bit longer because they have been in their emotions for so long. And even with my Cancer energy, my Cancerian energy, emotions a little bit more than others, right? It's this energy of understanding that divine feminine's just kind of been going through those struggles a little bit longer. And I don't mean the struggles of life. I'm talking about the struggles of emotions. I feel like divine masculines are just now kind of getting in tune with their emotions. Maybe you are a male and you are more in your emotions than you are in your thoughts. This means you are divine feminine. You have more strength in your feminine energy. So of course, put yourself where you need to in these energies. And remember, energy is energy. It does not mean male or female, okay? You're going to have females that are more in their masculine energy, just as you're going to have males in their feminine energy, okay? Spirit, one more message, please, for divine masculine. Way too much going on, you guys. Slippery fingers with divine masculine. So I do feel like, honestly, with this energy here with the cards, divine masculine has been kind of all over the place. Maybe not very consistent with emotions. You know, there's a lot of hesitation with divine masculine. And maybe this is why Spirit's saying, you know, what are you being called to do? Because I feel like there's a lot of outside influence for divine masculines here with this energy. Not knocking divine masculine, just saying that there is a little bit of hesitation here, a little bit all over the place with where to go, how to think. This would explain why the Priestess is here, right? Really asking you, hey, what are you being called to do here? Because, again, I feel like there's a lot of options or a lot of don't know what to really do. We also have you are not alone, isolation, physical connection, and community. I feel like, honestly, with this card, too, Spirit saying, hey, look, you know, divine masculine, when these emotions do start to come out in you, or when you do start to realize that you do need to balance down your logic a little bit, right? Your thought process, and actually think about your emotions and allow those emotions to kind of fill you a little bit, not completely take over, but just, you know, balance out and bring those emotions up a little bit. I feel like when you do, and maybe, you know, divine masculines, you're at different paces here. Remember, different strokes for different folks, on my channel. So some of you guys may have been in this past energy, current energy, or even future energy, but it's still this energy of when you're being isolated, kind of feeling like you're alone, feeling like you have no one. And Spirit's confirming here that you are not alone, okay? You do have a soul tribe. You do have spirits around you, ancestors, guardian angels that are always walking and protecting you, okay? So that is messages starting off this reading, you guys, from my ancestors, okay, from my spirit guides. So let's go ahead and tap into this actual twin flame journey and see where you guys are at, okay, Cancer? So we're going to do a 6-card spread here. In this 6-card spread, we're just going to be looking at where you guys are at in this twin flame journey, all right? Spirit, let's go ahead and tap into Cancer energy here. Show me where my Cancer twin flame journey is. We are focusing on current energy, okay? So if I do speak of future, past tense, or even present, it is going to be with current energy, okay? So again, this can mean that it was in the recent past, in the present, or even in the recent future, okay? Again, I don't really, it's not that I'm not a psychic, it's just that I don't believe in telling you your future for the simple fact that it will alter your future, okay? So it's more of a current energy thing here on my channel. So hopefully you guys learned something. That's what this is about. It's about self-growth and obviously self-love and self-value, okay? So Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to this twin flame journey between my Cancers and their soulmate or their twin flame, please. This is a twin flame connection, but sometimes soulmate connections will come out in this reading just depending on where your energy's at, okay? Spirit, show me what I need to see, please, for my Cancers. Still with the slippery fingers. I usually have a lot more control over my deck, so I always take everything into consideration. So it's just one of those things where I feel like there's a lot of indecisiveness going on here. Again, we'll tap into it and find out who's being indecisive, if it's divine masculine or divine feminine. Okay, we do have the World card coming up first, you guys. Beautiful energy. This is being very accomplished. This is gifts from the universe. This is you being in touch with the universe. This is you being in touch with yourself, clearly, because the universe is within you. And this is just having that full understanding of how things work, right? This is that equal balance. This is being able to really see the failures, but see the accomplishments within those failures, okay? I feel like, you know, maybe this has been something that you guys have actually experienced because of this twin flame connection, okay? Clearly, the twin flame connection is a learning and an expansion journey that happens in separation. So this is going to be during those times of separation, during those times of heartache, heartbreak, pain, loss, deceit, lies, you know, all the bullshit. This is that energy of just being able to, at least in this recent, you know, kind of past energy, being able to look at the situation and saying, okay, you know what? I've learned from this. I see that this is what I liked. I see this is what I didn't like. But again, it's seeing the things that are negative and saying, okay, I understand that I had to go through this, or I understand that I had to have these issues so that I could see the opposite, you know, the things that I do want, the things on the positive side of the scale. So again, this is that energy of in the connection, just really in your separate paths, really learning how to be thankful for even the negative things in life, okay? Again, this is just a really thankful energy. Therefore, with this energy, this is also universe gifting you. Whether you realize it or not, okay, or whether you see what happens in the future or not, it's just the trusting in the universe, trusting in the plan, trusting in this cycle, and more importantly, in the twin flame journey, okay? Wow, you see that split? That was very interesting. Wow, very interesting. So we have the Strength card, Leo energy. I'm a Leo moon. I love my Leo energy, obviously. We also have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. So I will say too, and I will be clarifying these cards, you guys, and we will look at possible outcome based off the current energy, okay? And I'll elaborate on that in a little bit. So with the Strength card here, clearly, obviously, during this experience or the experience of the twin flame journey, clearly you guys are going to gain experienced strength, okay, or established strength. So the Strength card is here. This is telling me that no matter what, there's still strength in this situation. There's strength in this connection, possibly for some of you guys, even in separation with no communication, okay? So let's go ahead and get a few more cards. Six of Swords energy in the reverse is telling me there is something that you're wanting, one of you guys, okay? Again, I'll clarify. This could be divine masculine. This could be divine feminine. This kind of energy, though, is this energy of wanting to restart, wanting to take a new journey. But in the reverse, this is spirit saying, hey, look, hold off. There's something you're not seeing properly. Or either this is the energy of someone walking away to take a new journey and realizing it was a bad decision, okay? So in the reverse, it is a negative energy. We'll be clarifying and finding out exactly what's going on. Spirit, let's get a few more cards, please. 3 more cards when it comes to my Cancer's twin flame journey, please. I feel like, honestly, this is somebody, that's too many cards, you guys. This is, we do have the Chariot in reverse. I do feel like this is divine masculine energy. It's just what I'm picking up on. Doesn't have to be. We'll see, but I do feel like regardless, someone kind of was in their ego here in this situation with the Six of Swords and really thought that whatever lied ahead was better than what they had. The Chariot reverse, yeah, this is a little bit of weakness coming through, a little bit of unbalancing coming through, or at least a little bit of this not wanting to really take action towards something, a little bit scared. And honestly, right next to the Six of Swords in reverse, I will say that I'm picking up on this energy of really someone also afraid to take a leap of faith because they're afraid of what is on the other side of the bridge, or, you know, afraid of the fears of the possibilities of what could be. So I do feel a stagnation, especially with the Six of Swords and the Chariot right after. Again, this is like that double afraid to take action, afraid of what's on the other side of the bridge. So I don't feel like this is really divine telling you, hey, the choice you're about to make is bad. I feel like this was a choice that was made that was bad, or the energy is you don't want to make this choice because you're afraid it's bad on the other side, okay? Oh, that's sour. Very mangoish. We also have the Nine of Swords in the reverse, okay? This is that being trapped in the mind of maniacs kind of energy. And in going into, you know, present, kind of current, future, I feel like here recently there's been an ending, whether this is an ending that someone physically has created that puts you in the mind of maniacs, or whether this is an ending that took place a long time ago that you just brought up again and you're reminded of this ending and you're in the mind of maniac kind of state, okay? Yeah. I do feel like, honestly, too, there's a sense of blended pleasure going on here. So it's like if this was if you were thinking about the bads of it, and this energy, the strength here, and, you know, this energy of the world, yes, I see you seeing the bad things and saying, okay, there was things to learn from these bad situations in this connection. But with this energy, this is more of that energy of really, it's like thinking about the bad things over and over again, even though you know there was good things to learn from it. It's like you still just kind of relive that pain over and over again. Does that make sense? There's a lot of repetitive thoughts here with the Nine of Swords energy. And so what this does is this creates a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of issues. It's hard to sleep at night, right? Maybe even dreaming of this person, constantly being reminded of this energy because you're the one that's bringing up this energy. Not saying that it's not because, you know, divine counterparts not thinking of you. I'm just saying that this is that energy of how you think, okay? We also have the Ace of Swords in reverse, confirmation, right? There is an issue, Cancer, within the way you're thinking about this situation, okay? Four of Cups still at the bottom of the deck, Lord of Blended Pleasure, most definitely. Okay, so let me explain this to you before we start clarifying, and then we will get into clarifying. So what this is telling me is that clearly there's not a whole lot of communication happening, and it's important to understand in the divine counterpart of things, not the outer perspective or the outer, you know, the outer looking, right? Not the looking outward, but the looking inward, okay? So the self first, because remember, it's important to understand on a twin flame journey, if you are not balanced as a solo divine counterpart, you are not going to attract a balanced divine connection, okay? That's just the way the twin flame journey works. So you can sit there and want this person to come back all you want, and this person could even come back, right? Because you pull their energy in. But if enough time and the learning lessons have not been gained, right? If the boundaries are not created and the change does not happen in self, right? In self path during this separation, you're definitely not going to have a union, okay? So it's just important to understand that here. But what this Ace of Swords energy is telling me, yeah, interesting. Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck in reverse. Again, walking away, thinking that what you're walking away to is a better option, or it's not, or again, afraid to walk away because you're thinking that there's, again, just fears and problems with what is on the other side, okay? But again, there's just a lack of communication. I feel like a lot of this Cancer, this lack of communication has a lot to do with self, the path of self, and really fully understanding that you have to balance out your thoughts and your emotions, which means you have to bring a little bit of emotions into your thought process, which for Cancer, I don't see that the issue. I see it reversed, okay? That was more for the cross watcher, for divine counterpart checking in. It's important to make sure that you bring emotions into the way you think. Now, for you guys that are clicking on this video because you're having issues with communication with your divine counterpart, you feel a certain way, but you don't know if they feel the same way back. is this really your twin flame? It's that energy of you not thinking and bringing a little bit of the thought down into your emotions. Or vice versa, Cancer. Maybe you are thinking about it too much, therefore you're the mind of maniacs, okay? So let's go ahead and start clarifying here. We're going to start with the World card. Clearly, I want to see what the failures are that you're looking at as far as an advantage, or seeing the positives within these failures, because it's going to benefit us when we get to, this mind of maniac stage here. The Devil, kicking codependency. So I do feel like, honestly, a lot of you guys have realized that there was a codependency on your twin flame. Again, waiting for them to come back, waiting for them to communicate, et cetera, okay? So with the World card here, I do honestly feel like you have seen the controlling kind of demeanor when it comes to having this person a part of your life, or having communication with this person, or even just whatever it is that you were addicted to with this person, okay? It's like, that this person in some way, shape, or form was your addiction, and therefore it's like you see that. You see your own actions and the way this person makes you think, or how depressed you can get over this person, or how you can stop, doing things that are actually really important to you because of the thought of this person. I feel like that this person is somewhat an addiction, but it's not that this person is an addiction, because this is clearly your counterpart. It just could be, again, that they weren't ready. They were immature. Maybe you were even immature and didn't realize it, because there's always a lot of blame on the counterpart for not taking action or the lack of what they've done. But there's not a whole lot of accountability and responsibility for what you allow people to do to you, or what divine has, allowed the counterpart to do to them. So I feel like that's what this energy is. I feel like, even though it may be easier said than done, it's still that energy of understanding that there are some addiction, codependency issues. This, you see it, you feel it, and a part of you is thankful for it, because without it, you wouldn't have known what an addiction was. You wouldn't have known what codependency was, okay? But with the Devil in reverse, it is telling me that you have kicked it, right? So again, you see it. You're not just, in the actual, interesting, the moon in the sideways position crossing you, okay? So I do feel like, honestly, you're back and forth, and that explains the Nine of Swords, the Chariot in reverse, it just explains all of this energy here. It's being very back and forth on what is an illusion and what isn't illusion. Sorry, you guys, these falsies are driving me crazy. I hadn't worn falsies for like 2 weeks in them. Anyways, so again, it's going back and forth though. Not fully, and again, because of no communication is going to make, it explains a lot here. So not fully having communication and not fully understanding how someone feels, like maybe someone has kind of, masked emotions here. Divine counterpart just hasn't really explained how they truly feel, or maybe they breadcrumb you, give you a little bit and don't fully explain things. So there's a lot of energy of looking back at things and saying, okay, I see, the failures. I see where I was supposed to learn. I see where my issues were, where my codependency was at. But more importantly, there's still a back and forth energy. Okay, well, was this a codependency? Was this an addiction? Or did this person actually, it's a back and forth, right? So I feel like, honestly, with this energy, a lot of you guys aren't 100% confident within your own feelings and thinking about your feelings, okay? So that's what's going on with this energy, but this is still the experience of it, okay? So you will learn. Again, you guys are going to have different paces. You may have to repeat the cycle a few times, but eventually you're going to see what's an illusion and what's not, okay? And the more you question and the more you trust yourself, the more things will be revealed to you. All right, so let's see what's going on with the Strength card here. Leo energy. This card's all about established strength, right? You don't just have strength. That's not how it works, right? You have to build up strength, okay? So strength is always established. Yes, some people, look, Chariot's coming out in reverse again too. Yes, some people are strong, physically strong, born with strength, maybe mentally strong, but it's something that's also conditioned and trained and enhanced, okay? So that's kind of this energy I'm feeling. And honestly, the not having action, the not taking action, this unbalancing, again, this is what's important to understand about this twin flame journey, is during the separation, during the lack of communication, anytime the union is not united, this is where you're getting your strength. Anytime no action is being taken, anytime there's an unbalancing, this is when the strength is occurring. This is when the strength is being established, okay? What did I say? I cannot make this shit up. There's your strength card confirming it, okay? So this is saying this same Chariot that's here in reverse is the same thing that is creating the strength within you. The strength to have the self-value, the strength to be able to get through these challenging issues, the strength to get through the codependency, through the addiction. Again, establish strength here, okay? Spirit, what's going on with the Six of Swords energy to Ten of Swords? Interesting. So there was an ending here. I do feel like, honestly, counterpart ended things, okay? Maybe you even ended things here. With this energy, I'm feeling this, again, doesn't matter, divine masculine or divine feminine here. It's an ending that took place, and this ending that's taking place is an ending with thought process, okay? Feeling like you're losing in your thoughts, therefore wanting an ending to this thought process, okay? And that's the fuel that starts you, okay? That's the fuel that really gets you to awaken and fully understand, okay, something needs to change here, right? I do feel like, honestly, too, this is that same energy of why you're afraid to take a risk. Look, we get really content and really okay with our circumstances, even though we're not happy, because we're afraid of losing, right? Or being in a worse situation than what we're in. But that fear is what actually stops you from growing. That fear is what makes you complacent, what makes you content. So what I'm feeling with this energy is that energy. And again, doesn't matter divine masculine or divine feminine, put yourself where you need to, but there's still this energy of, because of things ending and these things really hurting you and making you really, really unhappy and feeling like the worst of a person, feeling like you're never going to have an ending to this vicious cycle. It's that and that thought alone that creates the want and the need to end that thinking, right? To end the way you're thinking about this person, about this twin flame journey over and over again. And again, just thinking about these situations in the past, how they did end and how they ruined you and how they were really cruel. It's wanting an ending because of that. And also, more importantly, that's where that fear is coming from. That's where your fear, that's why you're afraid to take a new journey, to, again, not see the possibilities of the future in a positive way, only seeing them in the negative way. You know, what if I don't find love? What if I leave my situation and I'm not happy? What if I walk away from this path and I walk away on another path and it goes completely wrong? Well, you're setting yourself up for failure before you've even tried. That's this energy. It's an ending to the way you're thinking, right? Or at least realizing that if you don't put an ending to the way you're thinking, you're going to keep ending this and you're going to be in the same situation over and over again. All right, Cancer, let's take a look at why the Chariot's here. Okay, why is there no action being taken between this twin flame connection, currently unstable effort? So I feel like, honestly, right now, divine counterpart wouldn't be stable, or they're learning how to be stable for themselves because maybe they went into a third-party relationship. Maybe they chose a different career, or maybe they just chose a career over you, period, right? It's this energy. Yeah, Princess of Cups. It's love, though. So I do feel like there's this energy of divine counterpart walking away, obviously an ending, right? Divine counterpart has never been consistent. Twin flame journey, it's never consistent. Matter of fact, that's the one thing you'll learn how to do for yourself first in a twin flame connection, is how to be stable for yourself, because regardless if you're the person that walked away or the person that was walked away from, doesn't matter. Different time frames, different experiences, bipolar opposite, but it comes down to the same thing. Not being happy and not feeling stable in the connection, okay? Right? Divine masculine may be in a third-party situation, maybe divine feminine, doesn't matter. Things aren't going well, so now they're thinking about things and they know that their life, the choices they made were unstable. Same thing with maybe some of you guys on the opposite end, right? The other counterpart, feeling like this person walking away from you was one of the most unstable things in your life. The point is both of you guys are realizing what this unstableness is, whether it was someone being unstable or someone not being stable with someone, okay? Doesn't matter. Same shit, different perspective, okay? So there's no action right now because I do feel like your counterpart is in an unstable situation, okay? With this Princess of Cups. And I feel like, honestly, this is you here. I feel like this energy, this is divine counterpart. This is the love, right? The immature love that hasn't really bloomed. I feel like there's this energy, Cancer, with you and your person of literally not really expressing a whole lot of emotions here. Again, I'm feeling like masks with words, like really not expressing things. So one, there's your unstableness in the emotions, right? Then you go and you add, this person's not taking action because they know they can't be stable right now, or they know that they haven't or weren't stable in past tense. So the love itself is just, there's not a whole lot of action being taken, and it's making you feel like this is unstable. Spirit, anything else when it comes to the Chariot in reverse? It's one of those situations where literally, like, there's a whole lot of fears here because of past actions, past mistakes. This would explain why the World card's coming out in the very first, the first card, really just acknowledging the failures and looking at them as accomplishments, because I feel like, honestly, there's a lot of back and forth energy with that. And that's what's making this unstable. That's what's making this prolonged. The Temperance, yeah, this is what's making the non-reconciliation, right? There's no reconciliation because individually you're not being stable for yourself. It's being content and being complacent with what you have, even though you desire more, even though you dream about more, even though you wish for more. It's thinking you want more, feeling like you want more, but in the 3D, never actually getting more. Spirit, what's going on here with the Nine of Swords? What is this mind of maniacs, Three of Swords, over the third party situation, right? So I do feel like, honestly, there's so much emphasis, Cancer, on really thinking about the sorrow, the pain, the heartache here. Thinking about these third party situations, this outer influence, really creates the mind of maniacs. So again, what your counterpart's doing, who they're doing it with, what they did in the past tense. I also feel like with this energy, and this is going into future energy. So I feel like a lot of these for Cancer, okay, a lot of your twin flame journeys are in a third party situation. Okay, so there's a lot of karmic cycles being played out here. And this is creating a lot of sorrow and a lot of sadness within you, okay? So it's almost like you're trapped in the cruel, sad pain of what your person is doing in other relationships, or other situations, whether this is work. But again, with the Swords here, this is how you're thinking, right? So I feel like with your energy, Cancer, there's a lot of thinking about what this person's doing, thinking where your twin flame's at, who they're with, how they're being with them. It's your thoughts. You're creating the sorrow instead of just, focusing the energy on yourself here. There's a lot of emphasis on what your person's doing, where your person's at, the pain that your person has caused you, or what they're doing and where they're at, and the pain that it has caused you. It has caused you. Spirit, anything else with this Nine of Swords energy? Can you please show me the exact thoughts of my Cancers when it comes to this ending, when it comes to these third party situations, the outer influence in this twin flame connection? Trying to clarify a little bit more here, so I'm gonna go through the deck a full time. Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck, yeah. There's a huge emphasis on walking out on somebody. So I do feel like, yeah, the Emperor. I do feel like, honestly, this is divine masculine energy coming through now. Maybe a few divine masculines have hopped online. I don't know what's going on. But so, yeah, there's this huge emphasis just really focused on Emperor and what he's doing in his third-party situations. But at the same time, Emperor energy is coming through. Emperor energy is coming through in the Emperor and the Upright, okay? Counterpart. Putting an ending to this situation, right? Lord of Short and Force. Eight of Swords. Seven of Wands in the crossfire. That's a lot of energy, let me tell you, okay? I really feel like divine masculines, this is going back to the fears of things. I do feel like you guys are really mirroring each other in the thought process. Clearly reversed, but you guys are still really mirroring each other here. I feel like from the divine feminine point of view, okay, divine feminine is thinking here with this energy, divine masculine ended things with you really quickly out of nowhere. You feel like this person, your twin flame, this is your Emperor, you know it, you feel it, And again, you're really focused on the outer influence, what your emperor is doing. Maybe you're even stalking, kind of checking, doing those things. And with the Seven of Wands energy crossing, it's a back and forth just as much as the illusions. This is where the illusions are tying in with these fears, because you're not 100% being confident, Cancer, in your decisions, in your thought process. It's creating a back and forth energy when it comes to, is this your twin flame or not? Is this your counterpart or not? Is this going to happen? Are we coming back? You get what I'm saying? All the doubt. And again, the doubt is the illusion. The fear is the illusion. So the negative aspect is the negative aspect. So very strong message here to really get out of that mental thought process of thinking, is this my twin flame? If you believe in the twin flame journey, it's just much as like believing in God. Okay, it is a belief. So if you are going to take the twin flame journey, you need to understand that it is not a question. If you're having to question, is your person your twin flame? I don't know if these readings are for you. A twin flame journey understands what a twin flame journey is, and understands that doesn't matter this life or the next, there is a confidence within the twin flame journey that no matter what, you guys will always unite. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how, doesn't matter how long you're separated. There is pain before understanding it, but once you understand the journey, then you understand, doesn't matter. You guys will always come back together, okay? It's just that we do get caught up in the 3D of things, so it makes it a lot more harder because we get caught up in the physical touch of the body, not fully understanding that you can communicate with your twin flame without having to touch them, without having to call them up, okay? So looking at it from the Divine Masculine's point of view, Divine Masculine, this energy here is you wanting to really end these third-party situations. And what I mean by the third-party situations is allowing outside influence to really affect your situations. I feel like there's a lot of really caring what people think here, Divine Masculine. And because of this, that is your fears, right? Your fear is, do I allow my outside influence to affect what decisions I make in the future? Because I feel this energy of in past tense, you really listened, Divine Masculine, to what other people thought, and therefore you made some decisions, you made some choices, you made some decisions. And again, you went against your own intuition, you went against your own feelings and said, okay, you know what? It'll be easier if I just please everybody else and kind of do as everyone else wishes. And with this energy, again, there's a lot of sorrow here for you, Divine Masculine, in the decision that was made and that decision not being truly for you, okay? So this shortened force with the Lord of Valor, the Seven of Wands crossfire with the Eight of Swords, okay? So there's a lot of thoughts about ending this cycle. There's a lot of thoughts about ending and taking action to be the King of Kings that you want to be, Divine Masculine, okay? There's a lot of action when it comes to ending these third situations, this outer influence perspective, okay? But there is still a lot of fears within this too. There's a lot of back and forth. And so what's happening is in your mindset, right? In your thought process, there's, again, just this back and forth energy of, okay, do I end this? Do I think for myself? Do I trust my intuition? Or do I allow these third-party situations to influence me? Again, third-party situations doesn't have to mean sexual, romantic. This can be friends, family, coworkers, whatever. But it's all, obviously, it's really hurting you here, Divine Masculine. So there's this energy of wanting to end these things, okay? Strong emphasis too here on this walking away from your divine counterpart. I feel like a lot of Divine Masculines are really understanding past tense what's happened here, the pain that you've caused your twin flame. I feel like a lot of you guys are really just waking up, and it's really interesting because, when I first started my channel a few months ago, I had a huge amount of feminine energy, just looking at my analytics, and that has changed. The numbers have really changed. The masculine energies are really stepping up. So it's interesting to see your awakening take place and to see how much the energy is changing. Again, not having a lot of masculine energy on my channel in the beginning, it was a lot of feeling like masculine energy was never going to step up. And now I'm feeling this masculine energy step up, which is really beautiful because now you know that you've walked away from something that you shouldn't have walked away from here. You left someone out in the cold that you shouldn't have. And so it's this fast action, this strong action within thought process to stop listening to everybody else, right? It's that stopping the thought process, the pain, the hurt of what you have created by walking away from something that you knew you should have never walked away from. Straight up. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Ace of Swords energy. Where are we at on time? 40 minutes? Okay, we're still good. Spirit, why is the Ace of Swords energy here? Show me what I need to see when it comes to this Ace of Swords energy, please. A lot of jumpers. A lot of lack of communication. A lot of blockages here. Knight of Cups. Nine of Cups. It's a lot of cards. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. Yeah, no love right now, right? The power of love right now is just kind of like all over the place. I feel like, honestly, anytime I see this Ace of Cups in reverse, it makes me feel like there's a lack of self-love. Doesn't matter who it is. I feel like it's both of you guys, though, here. It's a lot of cards crossing. Crossfire. Princess of Wands in the crossfire. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let me break this down to you guys here. Wow. Wow, that is a lot of energy here. Oh, my, Cancer. Okay, so there's quite a few things that there's lacking when it comes to communication, okay? First, it has to do with emotions from the feminine energy, okay? There's a whole lot of emotions, okay? A whole lot of emotions here. We have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Cups. I mean, just in this alone, the Knight of Cups and the Princess of Cups here, I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups is telling me emotionally, feminine energy has been a little bit more mature than masculine energy, okay, in this connection. The Magician is here in reverse, right? No manifestation is taking place right now. No actual 3D manifestation. The Princess of Wands in the crossfire is telling me there's a third-party situation, okay? Or if not a third-party situation, this Princess of Wands in the crossfire is intimacy in the crossfire, okay? Immature intimacy in the crossfire. The Nine of Cups is coming through. Wish fulfillment, okay? So there's no communication when it comes to these things. Again, feminine energy has been a little bit more progressed when it comes to emotions. Masculine energy has been a little bit more, again, I'm going to say foolish because the foolish man is here, okay? So let me break this down. It's more simpler. Okay, the reason there's not a whole lot of communication is because of that immature masculine emotion, okay? Again, this is why the separation is so important, because in that separation, masculine is going to grow to become in the upright, right? Become the King of Cups instead of the Prince of Cups or the Knight of Cups. But there's not a whole lot of communication taking place when it comes to intimacy. And so I do feel like, honestly, the reason the intimacy is in the crossfire is because intimacy isn't an issue in this connection. So it's kind of just caught in the crossfire, because no matter what, when you guys come around each other, it's going to be in a very attractive, intimate connection, period, okay? Whether it's immature or not, doesn't matter. It's here, okay? I do feel like for some of you guys, the reason there's no communication is because of this Princess of Wands. So different situations, again, different strokes for different folks. Some of you guys, literally, the intimacy is in the crossfire because there's intimacy there. So no matter what, that intimacy is going to be challenged, right? For others of you guys, there's literally a fire sign in the way, okay? Or not even a fire sign, but just someone who is very, very, very malicious, someone who is very, very lusty, someone who stops your person from being able to have communication because of that energy of watching over them, right? Your person feeling like they have to really look over their shoulder here. Again, just a really adventurous kind of energy as well. So this third party could even be unfaithful to your person, has done some pretty fucked up things here, if you don't mind me saying. Sorry, you guys, if you don't like cussing, exit stage left. I curse here on my channel. So again, there's not a whole lot of manifestation taking place because of this Princess of Wands or because of this intimacy. I feel like, honestly, divine counterpart just knows that anytime they come around you, the connection happens so quick, no matter what, because of that intimacy. There's a fear of not communicating because they're afraid of manifesting that intimacy right now, because there is no love in their connection. If they're in a third party situation, or even if they're single, there's not a whole lot of love. And so I feel like, honestly, divine counterpart has been able to really focus on the lack of that love. So there's this concentrating and not communicating because, again, they're afraid to, attract that intimacy, because, again, it happens, right? There's no controlling it, or at least it's hard with that blended pleasure to control for divine masculine or divine feminine, depending on who your counterpart is, right? It's again that energy of there's no love right now in current energy. So there's no manifestation, there's no communication, because there's that fear of intimacy, because again, that intimacy is not an issue, right? So the second you guys come around each other, it's like, you know what I mean? That kind of energy. So that's why there's this fear of communication, right? Because right now there's not a whole lot of love in the self path, okay? Queen of Cups energy, again, I told you I was feeling like, honestly, divine feminine is more in a mature mind state when it comes to emotions here. But there's no communication, right? There's no communication between these two, not even with this immature cup, right? This Knight of Cups energy. There's no communication happening between you two. And if there is, if you guys are in a union and you guys are like, you actually see this person and you do talk to them, what I mean by no communication, there's no communication of emotions. There's no communication of the mutual feelings. There's no communication between you two whatsoever here like that, okay? But I will say there's also no communication when it comes to this Nine of Cups, but the Nine of Cups energy wouldn't have come through if the Knight of Cups doesn't feel like this is the Nine of Cups, or if the Queen of Cups doesn't feel like this is the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups, okay? So what that is telling me is there's no communication when it comes to you two, and there's no communication when it comes to, you know, how you guys are each other's happiness, but the energy is still here, okay? Also, too, we do have the Hermit. I do feel like, honestly, counterparts right now are just in this trusting energy of really saying, you know what, I know, right? This is that destined path. I know where I'm going. I trust this process. I feel like, honestly, divine masculines are more in an energy of really understanding how things work. And again, this can be feminines out there that just are fully understanding this. It's like they don't feel like they need to rush in to communicate, because no matter what, it's confidence. It's trusting in the divine plan, right? That no matter what the situation, you guys will find your path back to each other. But interesting enough, the Hangman's here in the reverse, right? Hangman energy in reverse is still trusting that outer perspective. I feel like even though they trust their intuition and they trust that no matter what, if this is meant to be, it's meant to be, there's still a part of them, again, that's back and forth. Same thing with these illusions, because remember, you guys are mirroring each other. Same thing with not fully knowing what's an illusion or not. I feel like they're influenced by people around them, friends, family, work, whatever. And so that's that negative side of them. And then they have the positive side where they really trust their intuition. They trust what's going on. So it's this back and forth energy. And of course, if it's a back and forth energy, they can't communicate with you because they still don't even fully understand what's going on. Makes sense? It's still a back and forth energy. Queen of Swords energy in the reverse. This is telling me, even in this mirroring energy, doesn't matter divine masculine or divine feminine, neither of you guys have really learned what it is that you're supposed to learn as far as the boundaries go, okay? This is why divine masculine is back and forth, and this is why divine feminine is still in the emotions of things, okay? Queen of Swords energy is in the reverse, is not fully, again, same energy of the Six of Swords, right? It's not fully understanding what can be in the future, because it's, again, a focus on past energy and not really learning from those past energies, just really focused on those past energies instead of saying, okay, yes, I realize these failures are accomplishments, but what was I supposed to learn here? What was I supposed to, how am I supposed to protect myself so that this doesn't happen again, right? This is that energy. And of course, this can be divine masculines too, right? But it's that energy of not fully trusting yourself, not fully trusting in God, in the creator, in universe, in the process of the destined fate, the destined steps, not the fated steps. And because of this, again, there's no creating boundaries. There's no learning what it is that you're supposed to learn to protect you. There's no protection, period. There's no mental clarity. There's no protection. There's no really trusting here. So again, I feel like, divine feminines, you guys are having a hard time understanding if this is your twin flame or not. There's a lot of energy of not being very sure, not fully trusting. Yes, you have belief. Yes, you trust in creator, but you don't fully trust in the twin flame journey. You don't fully trust in the divine plan. That's not going to be for all of you guys. Obviously, those of you guys who this message is not hitting, it's not resonating, and it's not for you. This is for my people who are having a hard time being clear in this twin flame journey. And this is just my Cancer's energy. I feel like a lot of you guys are just not really sure. You're not really 100% confident within this twin flame journey. Foolish man though, right? This is another reason why there's not a whole lot of communication here, okay? The reason there's not a whole lot of communication, again, doesn't matter if it's divine masculine or divine feminine not communicating. The point is that before in past tense energy, there was always this rushing to jump off the bridge, right? Again, strong emphasis on this outer influence. I feel like the energy was pulled this way, that way, this way. Remember in the beginning when I was trying to shuffle and I feel like it was all over the place? That's how I feel like with divine counterpart. I feel like divine counterpart was all over the place, okay? Divine counterpart in past tense would literally just rush into things, jump into things, and so had many options, many possibilities. And so this is why you kind of got stuck in the crossfire and kind of got hurt here, because divine counterpart just wasn't realizing it, right? Just really literally going here, going there, influenced here, influenced there, taking a leap of faith here, taking a leap of faith here. A positive spirit, but a very naive spirit, right? So again, the counterpart's just kind of getting through this energy of understanding, okay, well, you know, something told me that this was right. It scared the shit out of me. I listened to everybody else. I did this. Look where I'm at. I'm not happy. So it's this energy of not communicating because, again, in past tense, divine counterpart has always leaped into things, has always jumped into things, okay? So it's literally now reversal, right? It's, yes, leaping into the situation, but it's understanding that this time it's not going to be a naive leaping into things. This is going to be a thought out, very well planned, making sure that the power of love is here, making sure that the communication is clear, making sure that the boundaries. I feel like, honestly, if you guys have been really hit or miss with this twin flame connection, which all twin flame connections are hit or miss, I really feel like, honestly, here, counterpart is not going to rush in like before. And maybe this is why you guys are really feeling it, because normally by now you guys would have communicated. Normally by now you would have gotten a text, or at least you feel like you deserve to have the communication, right? Again, because you guys can be communicating, just not in the way where you're feeling the emotions of it. So I feel like, again, with this past tense energy, this is an energy of them not wanting to rush in like that, because they're literally leaping into union. Like they want to be able to, when they come correct. They want to be clear. They want to be protecting themselves. They definitely want to, you know, again, with this energy of focusing on this outer perspective, they don't want to be in that. They want to be confident within their actions. I do feel like, honestly, a lot of the divine counterparts are just dragging because of what people think, right? Regardless, though, man, the foolish man is here. This is taking a leap of faith. This is being naive. But I feel like with the other cards here, it's not being naive like they were in the past, right? This is them wanting to take this leap of faith, wanting to really rush into this, but more importantly, wanting to take a leap of faith on the things that they feel like weren't communicated. So the no communication is actually a good thing. So let's go ahead and look at the possible outcome based off of this energy, because it's really important, right? It's saying, okay, if you guys ran into each other tonight, what would happen, possible outcome, if you guys aren't where you need to be, if you aren't in the right step, or if you're not in the right part of the cycle where you need to be, like if you guys haven't incubated, right? If you guys actually haven't grown fully, what would the possible outcome look like, right? So again, this is based off current energy. We're going to take a look at the possible outcome. Spirit, show me the possible outcome of this twin flame, of my Cancer twin flame energies, please. Possible outcome of current energy with my Cancer twin flames. Cassette, outdated thinking, right? Over and over again. Mind of maniacs here, right? Same energy, very, very much so the same energy. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over and over in your head. This is that energy of the illusions and understanding that all of this shit you're going through was so that you could realize these codependency issues, so that you could realize and release them, right? Because it's an outdated way of thinking. I'll tell you what I think here in a minute. Let's get a few more cards, though, Spirit. A few more cards when it comes to the possible outcome with current energy between my Cancer twin flames, please. Don't forget, too, you guys, I do have my chats on if you have any questions. That's what the chats are for, right? Spirit, anything else when it comes to the possible outcome of these two in this current energy, please? Girl with the snake, empath, narcissist, being charmed, used, boundaries. Yeah. See, I feel like honestly, in this current energy, if you guys were to unite, because there's this lack of love, okay? There's this lack of love, self-love from either of you, from masculine or, feminine, okay? I feel like right now, masculine is a little insecure. I feel like feminine is a little insecure. And so both of you guys are still trying to grow, and this connection is actually really making you grow, but it's still an outdated, dude, there's lots of swords on this table, okay? So this is, even with you thinking about what your person is doing, it's still the way you're thinking. You can control these thoughts. Somehow you guys have allowed the thoughts to control you instead of you controlling the thoughts here. This is that outdated thinking, and this goes to divine feminine and divine masculine. This is a both of you guys situation here. You both are replaying these events. I feel like divine masculine is doing a little bit more beating up. Shoot, divine feminine is too. Yeah, confirmation. You guys are both beating yourselves up over here over the things that you could have done, the things you didn't do. Again, really looking at the failures, right? Again, yes, you're looking at the failures and understanding what it is that you're supposed to learn from them, but not actually doing it, not actually creating the boundaries and actually putting in the work in a solo path. It's, again, just focused on the other. Girl with the snake, that's creating the boundaries. That is your boundaries. Spirit, anything else when it comes to the possible outcome of this twin flame journey with my Cancers, please? The snake. Yeah. So this is confirmation there's a third-party situation here. Okay, I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's a third-party situation that's stopping this communication. And not only is it stopping this communication, okay, hold on. Let me go gadget on. Go. Got it. Wow. What did I just say? Karmic relationships. A lot of my Cancer twin flames journeys are currently right now in karmic relationships, okay? Again, going back to this no communication, if you want to know why your twin flame's not communicating with you, that's because there's a karmic relation taking place, and this karmic relationship literally, and again, remember you guys, this energy can be very fluid. This, could be you in a karmic relationship, okay? Regardless, there's this energy of really having to feel like somebody's watching your every move, or feeling like there's just a lot of issues going on with the outer influence, okay? So remember, we talked about this here, clarifying the no communication here. We knew that there was an energy, this Princess of Wands energy, right? This is someone who's immature, but I feel like this is someone who is using their lust, right? Using their body, using sex, using intimacy as a way to block, okay? Block the connection here. And I feel like even more, this person's just really malicious. This person really, it's like they may not know about you, or maybe they do, but it's this energy of they feel it, okay? They may be an empath, but it's more of an energy that they see their spouse being pulled away, and they don't know why, but they know something's going on. They feel the competition, they feel the drag, they feel the separation, okay? Yeah, most definitely here. They know about you without knowing about you. Some of you guys, you actually may know. They may know you. Regardless, this is a karmic situation that's really stopping a lot of this. And I feel like this is both of you guys. Again, I feel like this solo journey, you guys aren't learning what it is that you're supposed to learn, right? This love, this self-love, this power of love is gone right now. And because this power of love is gone, and remember, this power of love has nothing to do with how much you love your counterpart. Your twin flame counterpart's your twin flame counterpart. There's no reason to express how you feel, because your twin flame knows. You guys are twin flames, right? It's not fully understanding that in this separation that you're supposed to love yourself. You're supposed to grow and create boundaries to love yourself. This energy, though, is a lot of being charmed, being used, being persuaded, being outer influenced. A lot of issues are happening in these third-party situations, okay? Regardless, though, of where you're at, whether your karmic situation is being alone, focused on your counterpart, or being the counterpart in a third-party situation. It's important to understand that both of these situations were made to let go and to love yourself, period. And I can see it, Cancer, it's not happening, okay? Or if not, at least, you know, in past tense, you know. Interesting. Sorry, I'm looking through the deck really quick. I'll show you guys right now. Okay. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. So your person is in a third-party situation, right? There's some shit happening. It's going on. But I do want to go ahead and show you guys the deck here, the Hermetic deck. So, yeah, we do have the grounding energy of no love, right? So, yes, no matter how you want to look at this, where we at in a minute in. Okay, so no matter how you want to look at this, feeling this lack of love or having a lack of love for yourself is this grounding energy, which is saying that, you know, if you are the one that is not loving yourself, you're going to learn it through this experience, okay? So this separation will take as long as it needs to take until you love yourself. This is also saying that this no love and this connection is made to teach you how to love yourself, okay? Eight of Cups energy in reverse. Again, this person walking away, and what they walked away to was not, okay, was not what they thought it was. Now there's this emphasis on the Lovers in the upright, right? This union, this restart. Three of Wands, Lord of established strength, right? Seven of Pentacles in reverse, no longer being unstable. Two of Pentacles, being balanced, harmony, duality, the twin flame connection. Eight of Wands, communication. King of Wands, right? Fire energy, ambition, passionate, creation, right? Masculine energy. Feminine energy, manifesting with the Queen of Pentacles. Being very prudent. It's beautiful energy. Yep. From things in the past that were destroyed, releasing burdens and manifesting. Beautiful energy, you guys, really is. So what this is saying is that yes, right now there's no communication in this twin flame journey. Right now there's a lot of blended pleasures going on when it comes to your counterpart, right? They want to take a leap of faith. They want to really rush in here. They really, really want to. They're just going through a karmic relationship right now. And in this karmic relationship, there's not a whole lot of love. And I know you guys are really focused on this person and what they're going through. I know there's a lot of outdated thinking here, right? Especially with this whole karmic relationship and where they're at and what they're going through. But it's important to understand that, again, this is made to teach you how to love yourself. You're supposed to be taking, you know, proper steps here, Cancer. And you can sit here and focus on this person all you want, but when you're not realizing that the love you have for your counterpart is blended, you should be loving yourself too, right? That's what you need to realize. It's like, you know, this energy I've been picking up on, masculine energy is kind of accelerating really quickly. So again, if divine feminines don't step it up, divine masculine is going to be ready, and divine feminine still focused on, is divine masculine ever going to be ready, and forgets to take the proper steps that divine feminine needs to take to be able to get divine masculine, right? So it's important to understand boundaries all day, every day. Learn what it is that you were supposed to learn so that you can create those boundaries so that when this union comes into place, you're ready. Because if you're not ready and you're depressed and you're sad over, is this your twin flame or is twin flame coming? I'm telling you right now, that twin flame will never happen. A twin flame connection is very, very confident, continues to pray for the counterpart, never talks down on the counterpart, okay? And what I mean by never talks down, never says that piece of shit will never have me. I've seen you guys in the comments, and not a whole lot of my people. And what I mean by my people is my followers, okay? Not a whole lot of you guys really talk negative a whole lot about your counterparts, because I think you guys have heard me over and over again talk about, if you feel like this is your twin flame, the last thing you want to do is talk negative about them. If you know that this is your twin flame, you're going to protect them. You're going to pray for them. You're going to encourage them to grow even when you guys aren't together. You're going to be happy for whatever decisions they make, good or bad, because you know ultimately it's leading them closer and closer to their destined path. All right. So with that being said, you guys, that's all I have for you, Cancer. Hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form. I will see you guys next week where we will be doing a you versus them. We're going to be tapping into how they feel for you, how they perceive you, and vice versa. And of course, what is it that Spirit is teaching you and them, and how this tool is going to benefit you, okay? So I will see you guys next week. Saturday, I am going to give you guys an extra reading. We are going to do a Twin Flame Journey collective reading. We're going to be doing a 10-card spread. I want to look at the Twin Flame cycle, Divine Masculine cycle, and Divine Feminine cycle, and I mean a side-by-side comparison. I want to see where the Divine Masculine's at, and I want to see where the Divine Feminine is at, okay? So definitely don't miss that, you guys. Make sure that you're hitting your notifications to all so that you are notified when I upload or go live. Lately, I have been doing nothing but live stream, okay? All right, you guys, with that being said, I am done. I'll see you guys next week. I love you. Stay blessed. Blessed be. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. If you're interested in booking a personal reading, send me an email and I'll send you over a price list, okay? All right.